Hey guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out Jean Stewart. Jean Stewart and Alicia both sent me this really disturbing story, and it's coming from our fifth favorite state, nutty ass New York. It seems like we've been getting a lot of New York stories recently. New York has really been on some nutty ass shit. So what happened this week in New York is that basically it was a fight between a tenant and a landlord. And they're saying that the landlord was really nasty and abusive to a lot of the tenants. The landlord's name is Leah Cuevas, and she's 42 years old. And the tenant was a 27-year-old woman named Chinelle Browne. And what happened is that Chinelle owed her $200 in utilities. And so she was going up there to go talk to her about it further. And as they're in the apartment, they get to arguing. And one of the neighbors was home that day, and they heard Chinelle's last words. And she was saying, no, Leah, I'm sorry. Don't, Leah. Leah ends up killing this woman, dismembering her body and literally scattering her body all over Long Island. This whole situation is sick. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys 2 news clips, and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
Prosecutors say the woman murdered the mother of 4 over an argument over rent.
The gruesome details of the vicious killing revealed in court today, almost too much for the victim's grieving husband to bear. News 12 Long Island Sherry Einhorn has the story.
It's pretty animalistic, you know, it's a beast that did this.
Dale Browne visibly shaken after hearing the disturbing details of his wife's murder. He's here at the arraignment of the woman now charged with brutally mutilating and killing the 28-year-old mother of 4.
What hurts the most is when the prosecutor described the words that she screamed out.
According to prosecutors, Chinelle Browne pleaded for her life, saying, quote, no, Leah, what you doing? Oh no, I'm sorry. The ADA says the chilling screams were overheard by a tenant who lived in the Brooklyn apartment building with Browne and the alleged killer, Leah Cuevas. The confrontation allegedly over rent and utilities that Cuevas may have been trying to collect. Neighbors in Brownsville say loud fighting between those two was fairly common.
You hear them arguing, they come out here, you see the police out here.
Saturday, July 5th was the last time witnesses say they saw Browne. Part of her dismembered body was discovered a few days later here in Bayshore. Other body parts, including her severed head and arms, were discovered later in 3 different locations in Hempstead. Cuevas was held without bail today and faces a maximum of 25 years to life if convicted. Dale Browne telling reporters he'll leave the investigation in the hands of the police. Instead, he says he'll focus on the couple's 4 young children. Last week, his daughter told him, tell mommy to come home soon.
Those words cut through and it breaks your heart, you know, because I won't be able to, and they won't be able to kiss her and hug her and love her.
Now today in court we learned that Bayshore location where the torso was first discovered is less than a mile away from where Cuevas' sister lives. What is still unclear though is whether Cuevas is actually the landlord of that Brooklyn apartment building where she was reportedly collecting rent from those tenants. Colleen?
Okay.
Now to some new information in the murder and dismemberment of a young Brooklyn mother. A livery cab driver may have driven the suspect to dispose of the body. CBS 2's Tony Aiello reports.
42-year-old Leah Cuevas, charged with murder, seen on TV this week by a livery car driver who reportedly recognized Cuevas as a regular customer. The driver claims he picked her up earlier this month at the Brooklyn home where she allegedly killed and dismembered 27-year-old Chinelle Browne.
She called him personally and said, I need to be taken to Brentwood, Long Island. And I have 2 suitcases that I need to transport.
The president of the New York State Federation of Taxi Drivers says the driver told him it turned out to be 1 suitcase, wrapped in plastic, and so heavy Cuevas used a hand truck to bring it to the Lincoln Town car. The driver is telling people Cuevas seemed normal, wasn't nervous on the ride out to Brentwood with that heavy suitcase in the trunk. At one point, she asked the driver to stop at a gas station so she could buy lottery tickets.
He took her to Brentwood, where he then helped her unload the bag, put it on the hand truck, and he saw she left it behind a home.
Brentwood is just a few miles from Bayshore, where Chinelle Browne's torso was found on July 8th. Other body parts were found in Hempstead. Mateo arranged for the driver to talk to investigators, who had no comment Friday on the driver's account. The driver's car had a surveillance camera, and Mateo says any images of Cuevas will be turned over to police. Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.
Investigators believe Cuevas was scamming tenants out of rent money and killed Browne when the victim threatened to expose her.
So you guys just watched the news clip. You know, not only was this woman Chinelle Browne, who was 27 years old, not only was she a wife to her husband, she was also a mother of 4 kids. So now you have 4 kids out here who are left without a mother. You have a husband who's left, you know, he's now a widower, and all this over $200. You know, just goes to show you that some people just have no value for life. You heard one of the neighbors saying that she was a real nasty person. I was cussing folks out. I was going off on folks. Certain people you just can't play with, because it seems like there's a lot of folks out here who are just literally a few eggs short of a dozen. For you to think that it's okay to take somebody's life or something as petty as a utility bill, to me is just utterly damn ridiculous. You know, she needs to be locked up for the next 25 to life. I seriously believe that. Not only did she kill this woman in such a vicious manner, she then dismembered her body and just scattered her all over Long Island. And then she had the nerve to do it while in a taxi car. I mean, this is some sick, demonic ass shit. I don't understand what is going on out here with people nowadays. That's why I said you have to be careful out here. You have to really be able to vibe people out, vibe out their intentions. And sometimes some people are just not worth arguing with. Some people are not worth confronting. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, chop up your losses. Say, you know what it is, and keep it moving. There's too many folks running around here with their head now screwed on tight, because this entire story to me makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And all over what? A $200 utility bill. You know, it just shows you how miserable a lot of folks are out here. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire Nutty story that's coming from our 5th favorite state, Nutty ass New York. Alright, deuces.